Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be asking Spirit about what blessings are coming in for you, and they're going to be like your next blessings. Whatever you're attracting towards you as a blessing, we're going to take a look at that. I'm going to say a couple of things at the top here. This is going to be the very first video that I'm going to film where you're going to see my hands. I'm going to be shuffling and dealing the cards on camera. So this is my first time doing this. Hopefully it goes well. Please let me know in the comments whether you prefer this style of video over the style that I have been using. I'm nervous, but I'm hoping that it will go well, and we'll just see. We'll see how it goes. So with that said, feel free to pause the video, pick whichever pile is speaking the most to you. And with that said, let's get into today's reading. Hello Pile 1 and welcome to your reading. As I mentioned in the intro, we're doing things a little bit differently in this video. I will be shuffling and dealing the cards on camera. I'm going to do my best to give my very best interpretation of what we're seeing as we go. Please bear with me, and I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit simpler than some of my previous videos, just to because we're just kind of testing the waters and seeing how this works. If you prefer this style of reading, please let me know down in the comments. And with that said, we are going to get into today's reading. Today's reading is going to be about whatever blessings are currently coming towards you. So it's a little bit more free form. We're just going to take the cards, we're going to see what comes out, and how many cards come out, and we're just going to, let Spirit do its thing. So, Spirit, what blessings are currently coming towards Pile 1. Oh, I also want to say I'm not taking reversals for this because we're talking about blessings. Okay, we've got the Two of Swords. Okay, what blessings are currently coming in for Pile 1? Okay, and let's get a couple more, Spirit. What blessings are coming in for Pile? Right off the bat, there's a lot of that kind of pinkish energy that I associate with the crown chakra. And then we've got the Page of Swords. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Now, I am not going to take clarifiers for this because, again, I don't want to confuse myself. I do want to say I just looked at the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ten of Cups. So I think I looked at that for a reason. I am going to lay out the Oracle cards, and then we will get into whatever is happening here. So I'm going to start with the Moonology cards. And these can be blessings. They can also be, I usually interpret this as advice from Spirit because, they have phrases on them that could be interpreted as advice. So it's usually like a dual message. This could be about the blessings that are coming in, and then Spirit's advice on either how to bring it in faster or what to do with the blessing. So let's see what Spirit has to say. So what blessings are currently coming in for Pile 1, Spirit? What blessings are coming in for Pile 1, Spirit? Let's see. Okay. And I think we are going to take one more of these and then we'll look at the Spirit Animal Oracle. So, what blessings are currently coming in for Pile 1? Oh, okay, there. No, that's too many. I wanted to do another Oracle deck. So, okay, let's see. What blessings are coming in for Pile 1, Spirit? Oh, okay, and then we have, okay. So we have the Supermoon, which says emotions are running high. We have the Full Moon in Leo, which says don't let pride get in your way. And then we have the New Moon in Scorpio, which says work through your fears. And I could see that being very relevant to the cards that we have here today, but I'll get into that in a second. Okay, and I'm going to take one Spirit Animal Oracle, and the reason why I'm doing fewer of this deck, this Spirit Animal Oracle deck, is just because I'm less familiar with them, and I'm going to be trying to read it intuitively, so just, again, trying to keep it simple as much as I can. So, Spirit, what blessings are coming in for Pile 1? Oh, okay, right off the bat, we have the Koala Spirit, which is number 35, and it says, Spirit has a plan. Okay, I love that. All right. Okay, what I want to say right off the bat is it seems like you might be going through a transition or a releasing right now. There might be stuff coming up from your past that you were. I think you're getting very close to the end of a cycle here, where you're releasing things that might be coming up from the past, that might involve people who might have required you to learn how to set healthy boundaries. And it might feel a little bit overwhelming and a little bit confusing right now. That's kind of what I'm seeing in the cards. And I think that the Page of Swords here, I think, is very important. And the Nine of Wands, I think, like these two cards on the end, I think they're both very important. I think the cards in the middle are kind of giving me some context as to what is currently going on with you. And I would take the Nine of Wands being the first card out of the deck here as encouragement from your spirit guides to keep going. They're saying that you're almost there. You know, whatever you're currently working on, whatever cycle you're closing out, if it has to do with a past relationship, if it has to do with family, there might be family issues going on, like family of origin issues. Maybe something from your past might be coming back towards you, or just old emotions might be popping up. And it might be because you're close to finishing out a cycle. Your spirit guides are encouraging you to keep going because you're almost there. You're almost there. And the Page of Swords is important because, for me, particularly the one in this deck, for me carries a message about shifting our perspectives so that we can look at the things that we're going through as a learning opportunity rather than something that's bringing us down. You know, it's like we can find a new way to look at something so that we can learn the lessons from whatever it is, which it sounds like you're doing with the Nine of Wands. You've been working, I think, on releasing, on working on healthy boundaries, balancing different things in your life, and there might be some confusion here, which I could understand if there's like old feelings coming up. Like that kind of stuff can be very confusing. It can be difficult to balance, and it can especially be difficult. I'm getting a message with the Six of Cups being right next to the Seven of Wands, the fact that they have a very similar color here, similar energy. You might be struggling to kind of balance genuine love and affection and positive memories you might have about a particular person or a particular situation, and the fact that you still need to protect your energy and you still need to protect yourself. And I've been there. It can be very difficult to kind of juggle that stuff. And I'm also getting an intuitive message with all this crown chakra energy on these cards. It's kind of like that pinkish color that I do associate with the crown chakra. Something that has been happening for me recently is I've been having old memories pop up. And they were like memories of times when I felt like either embarrassed or ashamed, and they've been cropping up so that I can re-examine what actually happened in that memory and reframe it for myself with my current energy. Like, if this happened today, would I still feel this badly about whatever happened? Would I still feel ashamed of myself? Would I still feel embarrassed about it? And realizing that no, you know, I can put it in the context of how I currently feel, you know, and I'm no longer struggling so much with my self-esteem and feeling so ashamed of myself all the time. And when I kind of reframe it in the frame of like where I'm at today, it takes a lot of the power and the pain and the hurt out of those memories. And it's like, by doing that, I can release those emotions. And it's also a chance for me to kind of re-examine the narrative of my life, of saying, like, you know, how I always viewed myself, how I thought of myself, and that how I acted in those circumstances is not necessarily the objective reality of what happened, you know. And now looking back and seeing myself through the lens of all the healing that I've done, I'm able to say, okay, there was nothing to feel embarrassed about. There was nothing to be ashamed of. If anything, I feel sad for my former self, that, you know, she was struggling and suffering so much, and nobody else knew. You know, it was like I was projecting. I was trying to see things through other people's eyes, but it was all through the lens of how much I hated myself, and how worthless I thought I was. And so now looking back and knowing that I'm lovable and worthy and a beautiful, amazing person, I can look back and say, the idea that I had of myself of being somebody who was looked down on, or other people were embarrassed to be near me, or other people were ashamed of who I was. It's like I can look back on that and say, no, I was projecting all of that. It was coming from me, and it's not even true. You know, and nobody else was thinking that, and I don't have to continue thinking that way about myself. I can go back through those memories, re-examine how I was thinking and feeling, and start to release those feelings. So this might be an opportunity for you. If that's resonating for you, if you have been having like old memories pop up, even if they're positive memories, even if it's like a positive memory about somebody who might have treated you badly, might have overstepped your boundaries, might not have respected you the way that you deserve to be respected, you can still have positive memories about that person. You don't need to feel guilty about that. That was another thing that was coming through, that something that I've been on my mind lately, is people saying, like, you know, you can still have positive feelings about people who've treated you badly, and that doesn't negate the fact that they treated you badly, you know, and it's not self-abandoning to do that, because you know, unfortunately for a lot of people, it's not just like they're like straight evil, you know, it's people are complicated, they're nuanced, human relationships are complicated, you know, and so it's okay to hold on to those happy memories, even while we're releasing things that are no longer serving us, and while we're sticking to and maintaining our healthy boundaries and protecting our energy, even though it's really difficult to learn kind of how to make that distinction and where that line is. I think that, you know, I know I'm kind of jumping right to the middle of the spread here with the 6 and the 7, but that's just where I was instantly drawn. Like, I think that this is something big here that might be something that you're currently working on, and it's coming through as a blessing. It's like an opportunity with the Page of Swords to, and you see the figure on the 7 of Wands is kind of thinking back to the 6 of Cups can represent like old feelings, nostalgia, family of origin, you know, and just not in a bad way. You know, this is not a bad card. It's just through the lens of the 7 of Wands, which can talk about setting healthy boundaries, you know, fighting for yourself, fighting for your self-respect, and you know, and it's like, this is kind of an energy of other people might be coming at you, they might be attacking you, they might not like that you're growing and changing and evolving and putting the work in to setting healthy boundaries. You know, something that comes up a lot is people who don't respect our boundaries are the people who benefit from us not having them, right? So, and those are the same people that get angry or upset, you know, when we enforce a boundary with them, because they benefited from us not having those boundaries. So it's important. And the fact that this card is here in conjunction with the 9 of Wands, I would take that as like Spirit's acknowledgement of how hard you're working, the changes that you've been through, the fact that it's not easy. It's not easy even to try to balance the positive with the negative. It's not easy to walk that line between, like, I still love this person and want to have a relationship with them, but it has to be on my terms now because I've done this healing and I need to protect myself. It's really not easy to find that line and to walk that path. And Spirit's saying you're doing a great job. And the blessing here is that this person on the 7 of Wands is protected. And in conjunction with, you know, the 7, the 9, I think this card came out first because this was like, this is what Spirit really wants you to know. You're doing the work. You're getting very close. And the 7 of Wands also carries a message about having a fighter spirit. Like, just keep going, keep fighting. You're doing a great job. And, you know, and it's confusing, it's difficult, it's hard to balance this stuff, but seeing things from a different perspective and taking this as like a learning opportunity and a growth opportunity is a blessing. That in itself is a blessing, is to be able to look back and say, okay, you know, if this is your inner child on this card, you know, I can look back and think about, how do I protect that child? You know, and if that means going back and re-examining what happened and my memories of what happened, and reframing them, and reframing them. I mean, something that's popping into my head is like even going back and saying, like going back into a memory, trying to visualize yourself in that memory, visualize how you felt at that moment, and try to kind of show up as your current self in that memory, so that you can say to the previous version of yourself the things that you would have needed to hear in that moment, would have wanted to be told or hear in that moment. So whatever, somebody else said or did, it's like just erase that part, show up for yourself in that memory, and give your previous version, whether that was you as a child or you as just a younger version of yourself, give that person what they needed to hear. It's like it's that kind of an opportunity to do that. And then I think that's going to help you work through your fears and release. And I think Spirit's also acknowledging this could be like a very emotional time. There's also full moon energy here. And I think they're also asking you to have faith that this is all part of the spiritual plan. Whatever you're struggling with right now, whatever you're working on releasing right now, if you have people in your life who are not respecting your boundaries and are really pushing you on stuff, it's all part of the divine plan. And if that is the case, if you feel like you do have people in your life who are not on board with the idea of you releasing old energies or moving forward in any kind of way or evolving, the advice then I think would be on this full moon in Leo, don't let pride get in your way. And I think they're just asking you to embrace the kind of calm or zen or energy here. On this card, I do think it's interesting that there's like a light up near her. I don't know if you can see that, but there's something shining out from her solar plexus, like a yellow light. They might be asking you to work on like that solar plexus energy, which I think is also the color here with this Leo energy. It might be an idea to work on the solar plexus, and this is also a yellow kind of energy there, so that you can work on asserting yourself. At the same time, it's saying don't let pride get in your way. So it is about like being in a more kind of, even though emotions are running high and there might be old stuff coming up, you might feel conflicted, overwhelmed, confused, and like you've been working so hard for so long and you might be feeling tired. I think that the advice with don't let pride get in your way is to, if you feel those emotions like bubbling up with the supermoon and like, and you want to, lash out or really like put that person in their place, it's saying, I think, to take a step back from that and try to remember that sometimes the best thing to do in any kind of situation is to detach. Sometimes and it's like loving detachment, practicing loving detachment. It's like this is a generally a positive card. It can be a happy memory, right? And we can still lovingly detach from that person or that memory or whatever this represents for us, because it's not safe. It's not healthy for our energy. It's, there's other aspects to this memory or person or past event or whatever that is not in alignment with where we want to be. And it's okay to just release that, let go of it, and work on just letting go of it instead of engaging with it from a place of like ego. And it's okay if you do that, it's okay. It's just that the advice from Spirit here is to try not to do that. Try to, I think, practice more detachment. And I know I usually do these readings in a very kind of methodical card by card way. I was getting some intuitive messages that I think might resonate with some people. Take it however it resonates. Hopefully, if you find that you're not resonating with what I'm saying, you can kind of maybe check out a different pile. I mean, I haven't done them yet, so I don't know what's going to come up in each pile, but I guess we'll see. But if this message is resonating for you, I am going to try to do it in a more card by card way. So I did already talk about the Nine of Wands, which is like a message to keep going. The road might have been very difficult that you're going on. You're at the 9 though, you're almost at the 10, you're almost at the end of the cycle. And this I generally interpret as a message from Spirit that you're almost there, keep going. And that's, if we're talking about blessings, then the blessing is that you're almost there. We do have, as I said, I think these cards are more like context for me, and then we have the Page of Swords as another blessing, kind of as bookends here, and then obviously I'll talk about the Ten of Cups. But so the Two of Swords, I do think it's interesting. We have two twos, so and I think they're probably related. even though they're different suits and they do have different messages. I think it's probably likely that they're related given the energies here, and then that's why I was saying I think these two cards in the middle I think are like the crux of the context for what might be going on with you, and that's why I was talking about those a little bit more. But we do have the Two of Swords, and this card can talk about confusion. It can talk about not knowing how to move forward. It can talk about being at a crossroads or needing to make a choice or a decision and not knowing which way to go, which decision to make. It can be that like we're so confused, we just don't know how to move forward. And what's interesting is that the person on the card has a blindfold on, you know, and they're kind of these ravens or crows, and you know, it's hard to tell on this card whether they're helping or not, but a message with this card, some advice that comes when this card comes out, can be that because this person has a blindfold on, they can't see there's a crossroads behind them, they can't see the road, you know, and so it could be that your perception might not be able to help you, like your logical brain, like perceiving through the 3D, the reality of the situation, that might not be able to help you as much as relying on your gut feelings or your intuition. That can be, like, if that's helpful to hear. Otherwise, this could just be context that, that you are feeling a little bit conflicted or confused, and you might be currently feeling like you might be stagnating a little bit because you're dealing with this, like, heavy kind of energy of releasing, and there, like, I'm seeing kind of like a bit of a conflict between the Six of Cups and the Seven of Wands of, like, these memories are not all bad, you know, but I need to do what I have to do to protect myself. It's like that energy of I'm looking back on my memories. I'm going back through old experiences, old feelings. And that's usually when that stuff comes up, is an opportunity to release that stuff. And we do have work through your fears with the new moon in Scorpio. You know, I think that if this is real, if what's going on here is related to fear in any way, then this is what the blessing here is the opportunity to look back. And what I'm hearing, I just heard, looking back in order to move forward. You know, and you're almost there. Like, you're getting towards the end of a cycle here. We have all this full moon energy and then a new moon. So you're getting close to the end of something so that you can close it out and release whatever needs to be released here, so that you can work through your fears and move into the next cycle here. So that's what is generally going on with the Two of Swords. And then the Two of Pentacles can talk about balance, and it can sometimes come up when we're feeling overwhelmed, like there's too much to balance. I think with the card in this deck, it does carry more of a message of like balancing the 3D physical world. It is a Pentacles card with more spiritual things. It can talk about needing to find like a better work-life balance. And again, it can carry that message about being overwhelmed, like there's just too much on your plate. And so that might be a feeling that you're currently having. And I think the fact that we have that in combination with the Two of Swords, they kind of echo that message of, you know, you might be feeling really confused and overwhelmed because you might have old stuff that's coming up, old emotions, old memories, old feelings coming up, and there might be some confusion, as I said, between like, if there's somebody that you need to set a boundary with, or that you're enforcing a boundary with, or you might have needed to cut out of your life or walked away from because they weren't treating you right or whatever, you might be looking back on old memories and either thinking, like, this person wasn't all bad, you know, I have happy memories of this person, I still have positive feelings about them, and then feeling confused and overwhelmed by that because it's like, but I still needed to move away. Did I make the right decision? Was this the right thing to do? It's so hard to do this stuff, and that might be feeling very heavy and overwhelming. With the Two of Pentacles, take that however it resonates. It could be that with this card, you might be focusing a little bit more on either the practical material aspect of something, or a little more on the spiritual, ethereal aspect of something. It could be the case that if you are feeling really overwhelmed on like a mental or a spiritual level, It could be, this card could be advice from Spirit to ground yourself, to try to ground yourself a little bit more into the physical, into the 3D, especially if you're feeling very emotional, especially if there's some like ego stuff coming up, and if you're working through the sphere, it's a lot of heavy energy, and this might be some advice from Spirit to try to ground yourself, which can include things like physical exercise, meditation, doing yoga. I find it's very helpful for me. Even like a very, very light, gentle, restorative yoga or whatever. I find that very helpful. There is one, Yoga with Adrian, which is called, I think it's called Grounding into Gratitude. Which always makes me feel better, And again, with like yoga, not everybody likes it. It can be very difficult, especially if you're not used to doing certain poses. But like for me, I'm just like, I'll show up and I'll try to do as many poses as I can. And then I always end up feeling more grounded after that because it takes me out of my head and puts me back in my body. So any activity that you know of that can help you do that might be helpful here, and that might help you kind of get to a different perspective, maybe taking a step back from whatever's going on here, trying to practice as much loving detachment as you can, trying to do the work, but go back through the old memories, do whatever spiritual work you need to do there. Really, I think this card is talking about just making sure that you're taking care of yourself. Like in whatever way you have to do that. If that includes grounding, if you find that you've maybe been, with the Two of Swords, maybe been avoiding this situation a little bit, then this might be encouragement from your spirit guides to keep going because you're almost there, like you're doing a great job. And this stuff is cropping up as an opportunity for you to release it. Right, and that's why this is like, if in a reading about what blessings are coming in for you, the blessing that's coming in is the end of this cycle, and it's coming in as a blessing because you're being given the opportunity to release and reframe things and detach your energy from things that are no longer serving you, and practice healthy boundaries, practice balance, like getting your life into balance, and that might include like any kind of self-care activity that is helpful for you, and that might include things like meditation and trying to connect with your spirit guides on a more practical level. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like putting on some meditation music, carving out some time and sitting down and just saying like, Spirit, I need some advice. Spirit, I need this or that. Can you help me get through this? Can you help me protect my energy? Can you give me some signs about what might, just whatever works for you, however that applies to you. And then I did talk a little bit about the Page of Swords. And I think this is not necessarily the most like typical way to read the Page of Swords. But the way that I'm being called to interpret this, based specifically on the imagery here, is like we have these light bulbs that are kind of helping this person cross a bridge. I think that imagery is very important. You're crossing, like you're at the Nine of Wands. You're almost at the end of the cycle. You're making that final transition, and you're letting your ideas and your thoughts, and swords are a very cerebral energy. You're letting that. And taking this as, she's reading a book, like a learning opportunity, a learning experience, is going to help you cross that bridge into the next part of this cycle. And I think that's very important. Like it's again, all, for me, the intuitive message I'm getting here is it's about changing your perspective. It's about taking this as a learning opportunity, changing your perspective, letting go of whatever you need to let go of. These two cards, again, like I'm just being very drawn to the center here. Like this is what you're currently dealing with or thinking about. And then you have these the two on the other side, confusion or a duality or a decision, and then needing to find a balance here. And then you're being encouraged to keep going because you're almost at the place where you're at the end of this crossing so that you can move into the next cycle where you've released all of this and you have the healthy boundaries and you're closing out this difficult cycle that you've been through, and then you might be able to get to a place where you're no longer wearing a blindfold, or where you're listening to crows or ravens can represent spiritual messengers. Could be that like these crows are trying to help this person figure out where to go next, and she's wearing a blindfold. She can't see what she's doing, but she can hear the advice from spirit. Might be some advice for you. I feel like I keep going off on a tangent, and I'm not making myself clear, but the messages are just kind of flowing out. So I'm doing my best. Oh, and then another message of the Page of Swords, like again, it was kind of that energy of what I was talking about. If you are meditating and you want to reach out to your spirit guides, we also have birds here, and so it could be that birds are an important spiritual messenger for you. Like you might see a lot of birds, your spirit guides might appear to you as birds. I would see that this person is being helped by their spirit guides, by their own ideas and their own thoughts. And by viewing this as like a learning opportunity, and this person's like ready to walk away from all of this. You know, they're like, I took my learning opportunity, I'm going to cross this bridge, I'm not looking back. You know, and I think that that's beautiful. And I hope that that's helpful. But the Page is also a messenger, and Swords is about communication. And so there might be a message from Spirit, like, we need to communicate with you. You need to communicate with Spirit a little bit more, maybe, to try and figure out what's going on here, maybe. However, it could also be a message, if you're resonating with this feeling about either being like too much in the spiritual realm or too much in the 3D physical realm, you know, if you feel like you've been like doing all this psychic stuff, spiritual stuff, and trying to go back and all this intellectual, this old energy cropping up, how do I deal with this? What do I do here? And feeling very overwhelmed and confused by it. This could also be a message. You need to speak to somebody in the real world, like in a physical world. Anybody who is supportive, a supportive friend, if you have a therapist, if you have like an objective third party who is willing to help, there might be like an online resource or an online group, an online support forum. It might be helpful for you to kind of try and figure some of this stuff out. I think this could also be a message to reach out, you know, and that might be combined with don't let pride get in your way and work through your fears. You might have a fear or an anxiety about reaching out to other people about this stuff that's going on here. You know, for whatever reason, there might be, you know, you might not feel confident about that. I think you're being encouraged to do it anyway, because I think it's going to help you cross that bridge to get to the next phase. You know, it's always good to get a second or third opinion and advice from other people. And for me personally, I find just sharing, you know, just getting it off my chest, you know, and it's like, even if what I say, what comes out of my mouth is just a jumble of my overwhelmed feelings, and like, I'm like, there's no way that made sense to anybody else. Even just saying it to somebody, just sharing it with somebody like else in the physical, in the 3D, I find that can be helpful for me, because then it's not all in my head. It's not just me in this bubble by myself. You know, it's like, okay, I got somebody else here who's also helping me share the weight of whatever I'm juggling here. So I hope that's been helpful with these cards. And then I do want to address the Ten of Cups, because again, I was like, I looked at the back of the deck, I was like, okay, yeah, well, I have to talk about this, because I mean, the blessings this is like the next blessing coming in for you. It's going to be about closing out this old cycle, and so I think that Spirit's showing you the Ten of Cups, because this is going to be like, this is what you're currently working on. You're very close to the end of this cycle. We recognize it's been difficult. It is difficult. You're doing a great job. You have a great fighter spirit. You're taking this on. We know that you're a little bit confused and overwhelmed, you know, and it's okay. Like, we have a plan. Spirit has a plan, and that plan includes you will get to your Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is a card that talks about like emotional fulfillment. It's like the peak emotional fulfillment. It's like the after the Nine of Wands, it's the Ten of Cups. It's like, that's what's waiting for you, like on the other side of the rainbow. It's like when we go through our past and we release this old stuff, and we work on setting healthy boundaries, we take care of ourselves, and we work on balance and reframing things and looking at things from a different perspective, so that they don't have as much power over us, and we can embrace and hold on to the positive things and the positive memories, the things that are important. We can hold on to that stuff. We don't have to release everything. We can hold on to the positive things and just let go of the things that might still be causing us pain or fear or whatever. Like, we can work on releasing the stuff that's not working for us. And it's like once you put all that work in, first of all, it's going to be much easier. You're not going to feel confused anymore. It's going to be much easier to figure out how to move forward, where the next step is. You might be, if you are feeling a little bit stagnant, and like it's like there's so much stuff coming up and it's overwhelming and I'm feeling so many emotions. There might be stuff that you thought you released and it's coming back up again, you know, and that I could see this Six of Cups really contributing to this Two of Swords feeling. You know, it's the message is it's not going to be like that forever, because you are at the 9, like you're almost at the end. This is just the last stuff I think that your spirit guides want you to work on and release, and this is an opportunity, like a big opportunity to work through your fears. Don't let pride get in your way, you know, do whatever you need to do to support yourself and other people, and doing it from a place of like love and compassion rather than ego. And the spirit absolutely recognizing you might be feeling very emotional right now, and that's okay, because again, it's an opportunity to work through release things that you need to release. It's also okay to sit in that Six of Cups and like really feel whatever those feelings are. You know, Cups is like, it's all the emotions, right? So it can feel very overwhelming. It's like there's happy, positive emotions and love and compassion and all that stuff, and then there's also, you know, fear and sadness and hurt feelings that can come up with this card. And so like it's, yeah, emotions are running high, absolutely, because we're working through stuff from our past, you know, so that we can figure out how to protect ourselves and protect our energy when we move forward into the next phase. You're almost there. You're doing a great job. Spirit wants you to keep moving, and then the reward for all of this is the Ten of Cups, because you've done this work, you know, and then you're going to be able to have an amazing amount of emotional fulfillment. And this card can also talk about finding a soulmate, finding like a found family, and it can also talk about, if there's 2 kids, like this can talk about like a happily ever after with, you know, the picket fence and the 2.5 kids and the golden retriever. It's like whatever that means for you, you're working towards this. This is like the ultimate goal here, and this is a blessing that is coming towards you because you're currently working through all this stuff, even though this might be difficult in the moment, and what you're currently working on might be really difficult for you right now. Spirit has a plan. Again, like I'm being drawn to the Spirit has a plan, and it involves getting you to this Ten of Cups. And in order to do that, you need to go through the rest of whatever this is here. So I really hope that's been a helpful pile 1. This was a much more chaotic way of doing a reading than I'm used to. Hopefully that has been helpful for you and that it has resonated for you. If it didn't resonate for you and you have no idea what I'm talking about, again, I would suggest maybe checking out a different pile. Either way, if you did like this video, please give it a like. That helps me out. Please comment down below and let me know how it resonated and whether you like this style of reading or not. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can subscribe to my channel. And with that said, thank you very much for watching Pile 1, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. In today's reading, we are going to be taking a look at what blessings are coming in for you. As I mentioned in the intro, this is going to be the first video I film where I'm actually going to be pulling the cards on camera. You're going to see my hands, and I'm going to do my best to get everything laid out the way that looks nice, and make sure that you have like an equal number of cards as Pile 1. And this is scary for me, since I'm used to doing everything very methodically, very by the book. That's very much in alignment with my personality, and just kind of like winging it like this is a little bit scary for me. So please let me know down in the comments whether you prefer this reading style, because honestly, it's scary. It's also fun. It is fun to read this way. So if this works for you, please let me know down in the comments. And with that said, let's get into today's reading. All right, what blessings are coming in for Pile 2 Spirit? What blessings are coming in for Pile 2 Spirit? Blessings are coming in. Oh, okay. I'll flip them over in a sec. What blessings are coming in for Pile 2? Oh, okay, that's half the deck. I can't take that many. Okay, yeah, we're putting these back. Okay. I am feeling compelled to take this one though. Okay. Whoop. Okay. Ooh, excellent. And then we're going to take one more since pile 1 had another. We're not taking reversals in this reading, so okay, we're going to get. Alright, we're going to take one more and then. Oh, do you want me to take this one, Spirit? Okay, let's take another. What blessings are coming in for pile 2, Spirit? What blessings are coming in for pile 2? Whoop. Okay, again, that's too many. Blessings are coming in. Whoop. Okay, and then we've got, ooh, okay, exciting. Ooh, very exciting. Okay, and then we have the Chariot on the back of the deck. But you can see that. I'm sorry about the glare here. I tried my best with the lighting, but there's going to be a little bit of glare, you know. I'm just doing my best. But hopefully you can still see what these cards say, and I will go through them. But first, I want to get some oracle cards. I think taking all the cards off the top helps give me enough context, I think, to talk about them all. So we are going to take some Moonology oracle cards. So, Spirit, what blessings are coming in for pile 2? And these cards I also sometimes take as advice from Spirit in addition to answering whatever question I have asked. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Do you want me to take this one? Okay. Okay, let's get one more of these. Spirit, what blessings are coming in? Oh, okay, that's way too many. What blessings are coming in for pile 2? Whoa, okay, yeah, again, they're trying to give me half the deck here. I think your spirit guides have a lot to say. Okay, just one more card. One more card, please. One more card. Oh, sorry, you can't see me shuffling. Whoop, okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, oh, a lot of new moon energy, which is beautiful. All right, and another problem with filming on a desk that has like these wooden lines is that you can see when all the cards are crooked, but hopefully you will forgive me for just putting them as they lie. My inner perfectionist does yell at me about that sometimes, but that's okay. Okay, so we're going to take one of these Spirit Animal Oracles just as your final card here today. I want to keep it simple. Again, half the deck is coming out. So I think these are important messages from your spirit guides. They have a lot to say today. We have, ooh, the Canary Spirit, which says, sing your own song. Yeah, I love that. All right. So right off the bat, we have a lot of exciting energy here. I think that you might be right at the end of an old cycle, right at the beginning of a new cycle, or you might have just closed out the last part, like you're walking away from something here, you're walking towards something beautiful, you have amazing blessings coming in towards you. I'm seeing that you might, like I'm seeing a lot of upper chakra energy, however there is also like the red of the root chakra here, I'm seeing here, and then the orange of the sacral, the solar. We actually have, I'm seeing like all of the chakras represented here. So I'm getting the message that like your chakras are very much in alignment right now, and that is helping you have these amazing blessings are coming towards you right now. Like I'm seeing a lot of beautiful stuff in this card. I think for pile 1 they were like just like in the middle of something that was heavy and difficult and confusing. For you, pile 2, I'm seeing that you are like, I think with this Eight of Cups card being right here, I would say that you've already chosen to walk away from the old cycle. And we have all this new moon energy and this Six of Swords here. You, I think, are like much closer to closing out the cycle, and you're like right on the verge of this beautiful new cycle and all these blessings coming in. So what I'm interpreting from that is you are very, very close to bringing in a lot of beautiful energy. And I will go through card by card because I do like to do things methodically here, but I want to give first impressions right off the bat because I don't want to forget what I'm getting. So one of my first impressions right off the bat is that I'm seeing like a connection between the colors on these cards. We have the star which is about like hope, healing, and inspiration, having faith in divine timing, having faith that your blessings are going to come in. Yeah, this is beautiful, and it's beautiful specifically in between these two cards here. But I'm seeing a connection with luck is on your side with the new moon in Sagittarius, that I think being in this energy of the star card of having hope and faith, looking up into the universe, having like there's a, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a string wrapped around this person's hand, and she's kind of looking up into the sky towards this bright star. And I would see this as like a connection to spirit, especially because this is like a dark purple color, and there's some pink in there too, so it's like connected with the third eye and crown chakra. So that this card very much speaks to me about our connection to spirit and having like the hope and the faith that you know, that we're being divinely guided and divinely supported, and that our blessings are going to come in for us. And it's like, I just think it's so important that the star card is in between these two cards. And I'll explain why that is when I get into each individual card. I just wanted to say that right off the bat. And then I also think it's interesting that that we have this. Communication is key with the new moon in Gemini. It's the blue color that I associate with the throat chakra. And then I would say the canary spirit, which says sing your own song, is definitely very connected with the throat chakra. So there's a message here about having an open throat chakra, singing your authentic truth. And then I think there's also a connection between this canary spirit and the Eight of Cups card. Specifically because it's that kind of blue color, and then there's the yellow, and then there's also a connection between these two cards, because I would see the person on the Eight of Cups walking away from, you know, the things, the old cycle, things that no longer serve us, towards this, like the sun on the horizon. We could also say that's kind of like walking towards this star, because we have hope and faith that things are going to get better and our blessings are going to come in, and whatever's over that horizon is going to be better for us than whatever we're leaving behind in the old cycle. So wanted to give those impressions before I forget them right off the bat, and I am going to get into the cards here. So first off, right off the bat, we have the King of Pentacles, and I'm getting an intuitive sense. This might just be a message from Spirit that you have a lot of abundance coming towards you. I would see that. It could talk about like material abundance. You might have a lot of money coming in, or like financial abundance coming in. However, I'm getting an intuitive message. This could also represent somebody coming into your life. And honestly, like it could be a romantic connection. If you're single right now and you're looking for somebody, this could be like a confirmation from Spirit that you know, that you have a King of Pentacles coming into your life. So that would be somebody who is very grounded, very down to earth, very generous, very abundant, probably financially abundant, and just a great person to be around. So take that however it resonates. I'm also kind of getting a sense that this could represent your energy, and this could, specifically because of the colors on this card, and I love this deck because it's so colorful, but specifically because of the colors on this card, I think that this can also be like a confirmation from your spirit guides that you're doing a great job working on your root chakra. And I think specifically in connection with the journey that we're going on through these cards here, I think that because you've worked on kind of grounding yourself and if you needed to kind of heal things in your root chakra, maybe like a sense of belonging, a sense of worthiness, and you know, and deserving to be wherever you are. I know that was something that I struggled with when my root chakra was kind of out of alignment, was, you know, I never felt like I belonged anywhere. And then when I worked on my root chakra, I started, you know, doing affirmations like I'm here, I belong here, I have a right to be here, you know. And then now I'm starting to feel like no matter where I am, I'm comfortable and I have a sense of belonging because I know that I belong in the world. And so if that is something that you have been working on, then I would take that as a kudos from Spirit that you've been working on that, and that's going to help you on your journey through these cards. If you don't feel like you're there yet, if that is something that you are still working on, then I would take that as a blessing that is coming in, is your ability to feel very safe and secure and and like you belong in the world. You have a place in the world no matter where you are. And I'm saying like that's a specific message that might not be for everybody. It could be that you are looking for somebody, and in that case, then I would just take that however it resonates. I do think it's interesting that we're starting with the root chakra, and then it's kind of like that's the base, that's the starting point, and that's going to help everything else come in. And so I'm going to go through the cards here. With the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups carries a message about walking away from things that no longer serve us. You can see the person on the cards walking away from that cup. I think she's done like a burning bowl ceremony to release whatever needed to be released from the previous cycle. And it's like the Eight of Cups. It's like it's okay to feel sad about like the bittersweet nature of having to let go of something. Especially, sometimes there are positive memories in something from our past, and it's still important to release it so that we can move on towards the sun on the horizon. And so this card talks to me about somebody who has closed out or is on the very verge of closing out an old cycle, an old pattern. You've recognized the things that aren't working for you. It might have had to do with needing to stabilize the root chakra, and doing that work, I think, might have or might currently be giving you the confidence to walk away from whatever isn't serving you. It's like okay, I've worked on rooting myself. I feel safe and secure and worthy, and like I have a place in the world, but the place is not here. So I need to move forward towards things that are going to serve me and that are in alignment with my authentic truth. And part of that, again, I'm just seeing with the colors kind of a connection between this card and these two cards. Part of that might be working also on the throat chakra and being able to speak your authentic truth. Like part of walking away from something that's no longer serving you might necessitate verbalizing what you do want and what you do need. And I think it's interesting. We have a lot of the different chakras here. I think we have every chakra, but I am being drawn to the blue here as like a very important energy. And you did pick the blue bird, so I'm just throwing that out there. Either way, the Eight of Cups is a very positive message, and that was certainly a blessing. Being able to walk away from things that are no longer in alignment with our energy is it's a beautiful thing, and it is a blessing because we are walking towards something better, brighter on the horizon, a new cycle. When we've done the work to close out the old cycle and learn from the past and heal what we can heal, and any time that we're doing things that are in alignment with our authentic truth and our authentic path, that is a positive thing. Even though it can be hard and it can include hurt feelings, and it is like a bittersweet feeling having to let go of things that we might once have held dear, it's still a positive thing to move forward. Like this card carries a positive message is what I'm trying to say, especially in conjunction with the other energies that we have here. And again, I think it's important that the Star card is in between the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords, because I think this Star card, which represents hope, faith, healing, inspiration, looking up towards spirit and saying like, I know that things are going to get better. I know that things are going to get better for me because I know that spirit has my back. And it's like I have hope for the future. I'm healing from whatever I've left behind, and I'm feeling inspired to start this journey towards something else. And I really think this is like the driving force that's keeping these two people moving forward, because the Six of Swords also carries a message about transitions, and it can be when we're transitioning between cycles, so that is definitely would echo this Eight of Cups. Like I'm leaving behind things that no longer serve me, and I'm moving forward on the Six of Swords. It can also carry a message about accepting help from other people, which can include friends, family members, supportive people in the 3D world. It can also include help from spirit. And I do think it's interesting that in this deck, the Swords cards usually have crows or ravens on them. And crows and ravens can represent like spiritual messengers, and it is these crows are helping this person on the boat move from one place to the other, and so I think this is definitely a sign from spirit that that you are being divinely guided, you are being divinely supported. It's like when you reach out for help, reach out to the universe, reach out to your spirit guides, they're going to show up for you and they're helping you through this transition. that you need to make, or that you are currently making, or that you will make wherever you are on this journey. And it's, again, like this Six of Swords, it generally carries a positive message because it's about moving forward. And there can be some bittersweet energy here. It can be hard to leave things behind. It can really be really hard to have the courage to move forward from something and admit to ourselves that wherever we were before wasn't working for us, or that we needed to close out that old cycle. It can be a very bittersweet feeling. However, I see you doing that regardless, and to embrace the energy of the Star card, and your knowledge and faith that you are being divinely guided and divinely supported to help you move forward into the next cycle. That in itself is, like, your ability to do that is a blessing in itself. And this transition is going to bring in so many beautiful things. And I'm saying that because the next two cards we have here, the last two cards you're reading here, are the Nine of Cups and the Six of Wands. And that's beautiful. The Nine of Cups is a card that talks about wish fulfillment. So it's like whatever you were kind of looking up to the stars for, maybe you were asking your spirit guides for help, maybe you were putting things out into the universe, using the law of attraction, trying to manifest things, or maybe you just were having faith that whatever was on the other side of the horizon was going to be better for you than whatever you were leaving behind, because you knew you had to close out that old cycle. But the Nine of Cups, again, it's about wish fulfillment. So whatever you were wishing for, even if it was like on an unconscious level, even if it was things that you didn't know that you wanted, it's coming in, and it is a Cups card, so it can talk about wish fulfillment. It can also talk about emotional fulfillment. There's a hidden treasure down here. There's this person is underwater, and there's like a treasure chest under there, and then the 9 cups like spread out, and it's, I think having the faith and the courage to walk away from whatever you're walking away from and towards the horizon, even if you don't know what's on the other side, is going to really, really help you with this. And this card does have the colors of like the solar plexus, but it's just like there's a light shining out from the heart. And I think that one of the blessings might also be like an activation in your heart chakra, and that cups it's about emotions, right? Which can include, our relationships with other people, and our emotional life, which can be connected with the heart. So I just think that that's like a beautiful thing. Like Spirit is saying, don't worry. When you make the choice to move forward and you have faith and you have courage and you are able to ground yourself so that you don't feel like you need to stay attached to things that are no longer in alignment with your energy, that's gonna, like, even doing that is going to be emotionally fulfilling. And then you're gonna get your wish fulfillment on top of that. Whatever your wish is for the future, it's coming in. And then we have the Six of Wands. So if part of what you're wishing for is to be recognized in some way, to be celebrated in some way, if maybe you are looking to build a following online, on social media, if you have a YouTube channel, whatever you're doing, if it's related to those things specifically, I see success and recognition coming in for you. There's spotlights on this card, and the figure's like, yes, here I am, and there's like a crowd of like hands kind of, waving and cheering, and this card can talk about success and recognition, being recognized for our talent and hard work. It's like, and again, like I'm seeing these two cards kind of being here in conjunction with each other, if this is resonating for you. Otherwise, if that's not part of what you want for yourself, you don't want to be, an influencer or have a social media following or whatever. If that's not for you, then I would just take this as you are being recognized and celebrated in some way, even if that's only like in your social circle, like in your social group. When you embrace your authentic truth and you're doing things that are in alignment with your authentic self, and you're kind of like putting that out into the universe, it's going to attract people into your life who are vibrating on your frequency. They're like in alignment with your true self, and when you share that with the world, even if that sharing is in like a smaller group, it's still like that's something that you're friends and people who are attracted to your authentic energy are going to celebrate. Does that make sense? I mean, I am getting the message, especially sing your own song, that that there might be a lot of you who do want to have a following, or to do something creative, because there's also this kind of orange color that I would associate with like the sacral chakra. And you know, that can talk about like creative pursuits. Like if there's some creative pursuit that you're doing, maybe involving singing, or using your voice in some way, this card's telling me you're going to be recognized for it. You are going to get some level of recognition, or, you know, or fame, or influence, or grow your following in some way. And if that is a wish fulfillment for you, then these cards are confirming that this is a blessing that is going to come in for you. And it's coming in because you are singing your own song. You are embracing your authentic truth. And again, that's really kind of connected with the Eight of Cups for me here. And I do think it's interesting that we have the Chariot as your back of the deck energy, because this card can talk about, like, again, it's about moving forward. You know, however, there's bittersweet energy with the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords. You know, we're letting go of something here, and it can be hard to leave things behind. Making transitions not easy, even if it's the right thing to do, even if it is the thing that's most in alignment. You know, even if we have, you know, the hope and the faith of the Star card, we know our wish fulfillment's coming in. It's still not an easy thing to do, and it can be difficult on an emotional level. The Chariot carries a message about moving forward. However, when we're on the Chariot, you know, we're feeling in control. We're feeling like we have a sense of purpose. And it might be because of this Nine of Cups and Six of Wands that's going to put you in a chariot of energy where, like, you know where you're going next. It's like, these might have been, I don't know what's over the horizon. I just need to get away from the old energy, the things that were no longer serving me. I'm going to take a chance and move forward in some way. Then it's going to be, you know, that's going to bring in all of this wish fulfillment, this recognition. Whatever you're hoping to happen here is going to happen. That's what the cards are saying, you know, and that's going to help you have this sense of purpose. And it's going to be, okay, this worked out. I'm going to keep moving forward, you know. And the Chariot's like a great energy to be in, because it's like, I know where I'm going. I'm taking the power. I'm stepping into my personal power in order to guide my own chariot. You know, I'm the person on this chariot guiding, deciding where I want to go. I'm not like living under the whims of somebody else or under somebody else's direction. You know, I've proven to myself and the universe that I can do this. And so I'm going to commit to that because I know that I can do this. And that, like, this is a beautiful reading by Oldu. You have a lot of beautiful things coming in. And I would take this reading as confirmation that, you know, this moving forward and through whatever transition, closing out the last cycle, whatever it is here, is 100% the right move, you know, and because it's going to bring these things in. Even if it's hard in the moment, you might still be releasing things, you might still be walking towards that horizon, and you're, I think, either right now or at some point in this transition, going to have to rely on faith to get you through the last part of it. The good news is you have so much beautiful stuff coming in. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the tarot cards. And then, you know, with prosperity lies ahead, the new moon in Taurus, luck is on your side, the new moon in Sagittarius, and communication is key, the new moon in Gemini. This is all beautiful. You know, again, we have 3 new moons here, you know, so that's confirming, like, once you're through this transition, again, I don't know where you are, like, on this cycle, you know, if Spirit's just providing this here for me for context about what you've been through, or if you're still going through this transition, the good news is you're, like, right at the beginning. This new cycle is going to be, it's going to bring you all of this abundance. It's going to bring you the Nine of Cups. It's going to bring prosperity lies ahead. You know, you have the Six of Wands of recognition. If this King of Pentacles is talking about financial abundance, you know, we have the connection between Taurus and the Pentacles. You know, it's an earthy, practical, 3D material world energy. You know, I would see this as being related to financial prosperity, which would make sense in connection with the Six of Wands being recognized for something. You know, you can capitalize on that and make sure that you are receiving the abundance that you deserve for whatever your talent is, whatever you are sharing with the world, whatever your creative pursuit is, however that applies to you. Even if that is only sharing your authentic self with your social circle, that is still going to bring prosperity in for you, and it's going to start a new cycle of prosperity. And then you have luck is on your side. Again, I think that that's connected with the Star card about having faith, having hope, knowing that you're being divinely guided. And it's okay to, there's a bow and arrow. It's okay to shoot your shot. It's okay to take a chance on whatever is on the other side of the horizon, because luck is on your side. You're being divinely guided. And you have this beautiful stuff waiting for you on the other side of this transition here. And then with communication is key. That's a pretty straightforward message. Especially in connection with this canary spirit, sing your own song. I think, and all the throat chakra energy, I think it's very much connected with opening up your throat chakra and sharing your authentic self, your authentic truth with the world. And if that is in a creative way, or if that is just shining your light, opening up your heart chakra, shining that light, that is going to be something that is going to bring in all of this emotional fulfillment, wish fulfillment, financial abundance, this sense of purpose, and this certainty that you can continue to move forward on this path, that this transitioning away from whatever wasn't working for you is going to put you on a path to the things that you deserve, and a new cycle of prosperity, of emotional fulfillment, recognition, and being able to speak your authentic truth, having an open throat chakra, being able to sing your own song, and know that people are going to show up for that, because they will, and that's, again, just a beautiful energy. And the canary is number 12, and I would connect the number 12 with being towards the end of a cycle, because there's 12 months in the year. So I would just take that as extra confirmation that, that you're walking away, you're closing out this old cycle, you're learning how to sing your own song, sing your authentic truth, whatever that is, and that's starting all this new moon energy where you're going to be on your chariot and you're going to be directing the course of your life. If this reading hasn't resonated for you and you have no idea what I'm talking about, then I would suggest maybe checking out a different pile, but I do want to say the last thing is, we do have, I know it's just in this deck that has a lot of ravens as spiritual messengers, or what I would interpret it as spiritual messengers. And then we also have the canary spirit, which is a bird. So there might be a message that you might have birds showing up, maybe if you hear a bird singing outside your window, that might be a sign from spirit that your spirit guides are with you. So just take that however it resonates. And with that said, I am going to finish your reading here. I hope you enjoyed it, Pile 2. You have a lot of beautiful blessings coming in, and I'm excited for you. If you liked this style of reading, please let me know down in the comments. If you liked the video, please feel free to give it a like. If you like my videos and you would like to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And with that said, thank you very much for watching Pile 2, and I hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. I did say in the intro that this is going to be the first time that I'm going to be filming myself pulling the cards, and we're just going to kind of see what comes out and kind of do the reading on the fly, which is different from how I usually do it. I usually pull the cards and then give myself time to kind of sit with the energy, think about what they mean, and then I start recording. So let me know in the comments if you prefer this style of reading. It is a little bit more kind of off the cuff, but I'm having fun. So let me know if you enjoy this style of reading. And with that said, let's get into today's reading. So we'll be asking Spirit what blessings are coming towards you in today's reading, and I'm going to start with the tarot cards. And for reference, I have already shuffled all of the decks, so we're just pulling the cards on camera. Okay, so I do want to say when I was initially shuffling this deck, after Pile 2, I was getting a mental image of what I assume to be some sort of seafood restaurant or a coastal building that had something near the ocean that had light blue wooden walls and white eaves. I think they're called eaves, like white, like posts and fancy fences. Yeah, I don't know what they're called. I know they all have specific names. I don't know what they are, but I was getting a mental image of that. So I don't know if that is for somebody. Just, you know, take it if it resonates. Otherwise, don't worry about it. So, all right, let's get into the reading. Spirit, what blessings are coming in for pile 3, Spirit? Okay, what blessings are coming in for pile 3, Spirit? What blessings are coming in? Oh, whoa, okay. We got, oh, okay, that's interesting. All right, whoa. Okay, blessings, oh, okay. All right, cards are just jumping all over the place. Oh, that's interesting, okay. And one more card, Spirit, what blessings are coming in for pile 3, Spirit, what blessings? Oh, okay, I said one more. I say one more, they give me half the deck. Okay, and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, you can see all that. Good, excellent. And then, oh, okay, and then we have the 4 of Cups on the back of the deck. Okay. So I'm going to go through, we do have, okay, you can see everything. We have the Magician, the 2 of Swords, which is interesting because this card did come up for pile 1 in this exact same position. We have the Page of Cups, the 9 of Swords, we have the 6 of Wands, which came up for pile 2, and then we have the 8 of Pentacles, and then the 4 of Cups on the back of the deck. And we'll get into the cards in a moment. Let me just get you the Oracle cards before we get into it. So, Spirit, what blessings are coming in? Pile. Ooh, okay, we have luck is on your side with the new moon in Sagittarius. This card also came up for pile 2. Spirit, what blessings are coming in for pile 3, please, Spirit? What blessings are coming in? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You have the full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. What blessings are coming? Okay, and okay, and then we have the full moon of Virgo, which says you are good enough, because you are. All right, and then I'm going to get one Spirit Animal Oracle card, and then I will get into the reading. So, Spirit, what? Oh, okay, I can't take that many cards. All right. Okay. Spirit, what blessings are coming in? Sorry if I keep bumping the camera or the table. I have to feel much closer and to my desk than I normally do, so I'm just gonna do my best. Hopefully it won't affect like the audio. Okay, so what blessings are coming in for pile 3, Spirit? What can you tell me about the blessings that are coming in? Okay. Again, I just want one card and they're giving me the entire deck. All right, Spirit, what blessings are coming in? Okay, did that flip? It did not. I'm sorry, you can't see me pulling the cards. Okay, there we go. Okay, interesting. All right. Okay, pile 3. So, I think the general message from your spirit guides here is you have beautiful blessings coming towards you. They have some advice for you about how to get there. And I think that there is a message here that you can have whatever you want. And you can manifest whatever you want. I think that there are 2 key parts that you need to focus on in order to make sure that the things that you want, the manifestations you're trying to bring in, will come towards you, and that is cultivating a positive mindset and making a practical plan. I think that these 2 cards are extremely important to the message that Spirit has for you today, especially in connection with the White Raven Spirit, which says trust in the magic. And I think it's interesting, it says trust in the magic, and then the first card we have is the Magician. And you are the Magician. You are the figure on this card being represented here. This card talks about embracing our personal power and using our ability, our personal power and innate abilities to manifest the things that we want. And so with this card here, I would take this as confirmation from Spirit that you are going to, again, you're going to be able to manifest whatever you want here. And I'm getting the sense from from these cards that that might include a romantic relationship, and that might include being recognized for something, perhaps a creative project, or something, maybe something related to like an online following, or however that applies to you. The message here is these things are going to work out for you, and the way to get there is to, first of all, embrace your ability to manifest things. And that's like the two sides, again, what I'm seeing is the two sides of this manifestation, the way to bring these things in for yourself, and to bring them in faster maybe than they're currently coming in, it's the keys is right in these two cards here. And I would take this card as like reassurance from Spirit that you can do it. You can do it. Luck is on your side. You just need to trust in the magic. And that magic is coming from you. That's your ability to manifest the things that you want. And I'm getting the sense you might be losing faith or struggling, because you might be in the magician energy and be like, I've put so much work into manifesting all this stuff. Where is it? Like, why isn't it coming in? I'm seeing that this Four of Cups on the back of the deck, I think, is representing your current energy. Like, I think that's why it's there on the back of the deck. Like, here, this is how pile 3 is maybe currently feeling, and it's because we have the Magician, and then we also have the Two of Swords, and then we have the Page of Cups, and then we have the Nine of Swords. And it's like we have the Six of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles. That's a beautiful energy there. However, it's on the other side of this Swords energy. Does that make sense? So, the Two of Swords, as I said, it did come up specifically in this position for pile 1. However, I think that pile 1's in like a slightly different energy than you guys. I think that the Two of Swords is here because you might be feeling like you're the person on this card who is blindfolded and kind of doesn't know which way to go. You might be feeling confused. You might even be feeling a little bit lost, a little bit abandoned. You might be feeling like if your manifestations are taking a while to come in, you might be feeling like you're losing faith. You might be feeling like your spirit guides aren't with you. The universe doesn't have your back. The things you want are never going to come in. You might be just in a more of a negative mindset, and you might be, again, with the Four of Cups here, you might be feeling disillusioned or disappointed, or even just bored. Like, I'm sick of being where I am. I want to get to the things that I want. I want to have the life I want. I want, maybe a new relationship with somebody new. Maybe I want, I want to be recognized for my talents. I want to, I want to have the life that I want. Where is it? Why isn't it coming in? I've put work into it. I am the Magician. I'm trying to manifest this stuff. Where is it? And I can understand being in that energy, and Spirit can understand that too. It makes sense. Like, you might even be thinking, there's a flying pig on this Page of Cups. You might be thinking, like, I'm going to get this when pigs fly. Like, it's never going to come in for me. This is like, it was silly for me to be thinking about this. And the message from Spirit is, it's absolutely not silly. This stuff can and will come in for you. There's some advice here about, like, changing your perspective a little bit to help this stuff come in. Like, this is here as blessings that are coming in. I would see these Two Swords cards as, like, reasons why it hasn't come in quite yet. You know what I mean? The message here is just to keep going. With the Two of Swords, there can also be a message about if you are feeling confused, if you're feeling like, even if you might be like at a crossroads or at a place where you might need to make a decision about something, and you might be asking for guidance from Spirit and feeling like you're not getting it, there is a message with this card that there might be messages that are trying to come in. Especially, that's another thing that I associate with this Nine of Swords card on this deck. There might be messages trying to come in from Spirit. However, it might be your own dark thoughts that are preventing them from getting through to you, and that could be your kind of, maybe your fears or whatever's going on in this Four of Cups might be blocking the messages from your spirit guides or the universe, trying to give you some gut feelings or some intuitive feelings about which way to go or whether or not you're even on the right path. So there might be a message here to kind of like slow down, And I know it's hard to hear that, you know, sometimes you just need to be patient. You know, things happen in divine timing. I know that can be difficult to hear, especially when we've been waiting for so long and putting so much work into trying to manifest the things that we know we deserve, right? But there might be a message here that you gotta untangle this Two of Swords first. You know, and it's important to do that, and there might be a message here to just kind of slow down, you know, take some time, try to kind of quiet these voices, these dark thoughts, these feelings of disappointment. Try to just quiet all that down as much as you can, and give yourself the time to try to listen to whatever your gut feelings are telling you about how to move forward here. If that makes sense, if that's helpful for you to hear. Otherwise, this card could just be a confirmation from Spirit that they know that you might be feeling lost and confused, and they hear you, and they're here with you. Because the crows or ravens or the blackbirds on these cards, I interpret that as maybe not so much on the Nine of Swords, but I usually, for the other cards, I do interpret that as, you know, your spirit guides. They're with you. You know, these birds, I think, are trying to help untangle this person. You know, and it's like she's blindfolded. She can't see where the road is, you know, but these birds might be saying like turn left, you know, it's right over there, you know, and it's like it's up to her to kind of stop and listen to what those spirit guides are saying. Only take that if it's helpful to hear. Otherwise, again, this could just be confirmation that spirit kind of, they know how you feel. They know it, and they hear you, you know, and they're here with you. So again, just take that however it resonates. And then with the Page of Cups, I am getting the sense that you might be somebody who is okay, there's two messages that are coming in once I started talking about this card. You might be somebody who is either single and trying to manifest a romantic relationship. I would see this, you know, the Page of Cups is a very romantic card. The Page is a messenger, and it can, specifically the Page of Cups can talk about somebody coming towards you with a romantic offer, and it's usually very sweet. You know, there's a flying pig on this, right? And you know, I would associate this card with like it's almost sweet and tender to the point of like being in a romance novel. It's like the things that the kind of sweet meeting or person that we want to come towards us, or that like beautiful butterflies in the stomach energy we might associate with like a romance novel, or like a wish fulfillment, or something we didn't even really want it to admit to ourselves that we wanted that level of, you know, cuteness. You know, if that resonates for you. The Page of Cups is like, again, it can represent somebody coming forward with a romantic offer, usually pretty sweet, usually pretty romantic. This card also can talk about needing to have faith that that you're going to have the relationship that you want, and being like, okay, I'm going to have a positive attitude towards my romantic life. And that's going to help bring in this person. Like I would see, you know, the person on this card's like kind of thinking up, like putting their hopes and wishes and dreams and their romantic wants like out into the universe, you know, and this person I would see is kind of like floating down from the heavens into their lap. You know, and I would take this as a message from Spirit that if you have been trying to manifest or attract a new relationship into your life, it's coming. It's coming. It's just, we got to work through this Swords energy and do the things on these cards before we can get to this beautiful Page of Cups relationship. If that's resonating for you, there is another interpretation here. A Page of Cups is also a very creative card. It has like an artistic kind of energy. It can talk about like the creative artistic side of romance. You know, and I just heard romance languages, but it can talk about like creativity and artistic pursuits and expressing ourselves through creative pursuits. And I'm bringing that up because that could also be tied to this Eight of Pentacles here and this Six of Wands. So if you have been exploring your creativity and trying to create something, you know, or if you're doing something artistic that you want to share with the world, this could also be talking about feeling inspired or sharing your authentic creative expression with the world because you have faith that the people who are going to appreciate it are going to appreciate it. You know, it's like it's not it's kind of an opposite energy of the Nine of Swords, of like not being afraid of what other people are going to say, because you know you need to express yourself regardless. So you know, take whatever interpretation applies here to you. I would just take the Page of Cups like as confirmation that whatever it represents for you is a blessing that's going to come in for you. We just need to, again, we need to address this Swords energy here in order for everything else to come in. And the reason why I'm talking about the Swords energy as like maybe a blockage here is because, again, I talked about the Two of Swords, and you know, there might be a need to pay attention to the signs and symbols, pay attention to your gut feelings here, or just, you know, work on having faith that you are being divinely guided, even if there might be confusion, or it might be difficult to see or interpret what your spirit guides are trying to tell you. They have not abandoned you. They have not left you. You know, and it's just maybe a matter of needing to take the time and slow down. And I think that there is, with the Nine of Swords here, which talks about things like anxiety, dark thoughts, depression, sleepless nights, being stuck in our head about something, maybe having like a inner downward spiral, you know, I mean, I on the card you can see that this person is not sleeping, because, you know, I would see these birds representing this person's thoughts, you know, and it's like having dark thoughts. However, there is a white bird on there that's like a kind of a spectral bird, and I usually interpret that on this card that I think your spirit guides are trying to get in. There's positive thoughts that are trying to get in, that might be coming from spirit, trying to reassure you that everything is going to be okay. You can have these things that you want. They're coming in for you. They're here as blessings for you. You know, it's just there's a blockage here being caused by your own thoughts, you know, and your own beliefs. If there are limiting self-beliefs or negative beliefs here, then the message on this full moon in Virgo card, you are good enough. I think that it might be worth looking into doing exercises that are going to help you with your sense of worthiness, your sense of self-esteem, and that might help you, you know, if this Page of Cups is talking about sharing something creative with the world, that might help you feel more comfortable sharing your creative pursuits with the world, because we have the Six of Wands. You're going to be celebrated for whatever you're doing, however that applies to you. You know, whether it's something online, whether it's something creative, whether it's just being recognized in your job, if it's just being recognized like for your authentic self, like your beautiful self, by your social circle, whatever that means for you. You know, these are your own thoughts, you know, that might be standing in the way of you being able to manifest this stuff. It's here for you, it's coming in for you, it's part of the magic. But part of that is trusting the magic. It's cultivating a positive mindset and knowing that you're worthy of having these things coming in. And there might be like a need to have faith that these things are going to happen for you, because you're the magician, and you can, you know, when you trust in the magic, you will know that you can have everything that you're trying to bring in for yourself, because you are good enough. And this is confirmation from Spirit that that it's like, if there's a blockage here with the Nine of Swords, it's coming from you, you know. And they don't mean that as like an admonishment, you know. It's more just like, you know, we want to bring positive things in. We want to, you know, let you know how amazing you are, and you are going to have a ton of recognition coming in for you, and you know, and this like very sweet Page of Cups energy, whether that represents a relationship or like creative inspiration, take that however it resonates, but it's gonna come in for you. But right now it might just be really hard to see that because of your own thoughts, your own limiting self-beliefs, your own anxieties. So if there's advice here, it would just be to maybe do some affirmations, maybe work on root chakra stuff, and your sense of belonging, your sense of worthiness, and your sense of safety. You know, I think that might be very helpful for you, because again, I just want to reiterate, you are good enough, and these things absolutely can and will come in for you as blessings in your life. But part of what might be causing a delay might be like your own thoughts. You know, if you have fears that this stuff isn't manifesting, or that is taking too long, if you're feeling like disillusioned or disappointed by the fact that this stuff hasn't come in yet, then the message I would take from Spirit is part of what the blockage is maybe a feeling like, and this could be like a deep down feeling, it might not be a surface level feeling. There might still be, if you've been really working on building up your self-esteem and your sense of worthiness, there might be like deep-rooted thoughts that are still there, that are still causing a bit of a delay about either feeling like you're not worthy of these things coming in, or feeling like you just don't have faith that that your manifestations are going to come in for you. And again, it might be like on a deeper level, a more subconscious level than you might realize. And this might be Spirit's way of kind of drawing your attention so that you can release the last of whatever needs to be released here, so that we can move into the Six of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. So again, just take that however it resonates. Six of Wands, again, talks about recognition, success, people like really celebrating us for our talents and things that we've shared with the world. And that's why I'm like, these two cards are such beautiful energy, you know, however, there's a blockage here in between them, you know. It's like, this is like the beginning of something creative or romantic and sweet and amazing, like things we might not have even realized we wanted or allowed ourselves to believe that we could have. And then it's like there's a bit of a blockage here, but we are going to be recognized for it. We are going to have the success that we want, however that applies here. You know, there's a beautiful success coming in for you. And I think that the other half of, if you feel like this is being blocked or delayed in some way, and you are in this Four of Cups energy right now, I think the other half of the advice from your spirit guides is in this full moon in Taurus card, your dreams need a practical plan. And I think that's being represented here by the Eight of Pentacles. Because the Eight of Pentacles can talk about things like making a plan, building skills, particularly in relation to artistic pursuits. I'm just bringing up art because it is associated with the Page of Cups. You know, if you're not creative or artistic, then it can talk even about like practical skill building. It can talk about taking classes, going back to school, whatever that means in this situation. It can even just talk about showing up every day and putting the work into, you know, whatever we're doing, right? So if this is a helpful piece of advice for you to hear, I think the advice from Spirit is just to, whatever this dream is, even if it's something that you like at this point in time are struggling to believe is something that you can have, I think with the Eight of Pentacles here, Spirit's saying just take it one day at a time. Make a plan for today, you know, something that you can do today towards, you know, that's going to help move you forward at least a little bit. You know, for just for today, set aside, you know, whatever is holding you back, whatever belief here or negative thought might be holding you back, just set that aside just for today and figure out something that you can do today to help move your Eight of Pentacles along towards your dream, you know. And it's just like, it's like a methodical step by step, day by day, I'm building my skills kind of process. And I think that this card's coming in as advice. And I also think it's interesting. We have all this rainbow energy, and there's rainbow energy on the Page of Cups. I think these two are connected. Like, I think this is like the belief, or the beginning of a belief that we can have it. Like, this Page of Cups might even be coming in as a messenger. This Page of Cups might even be this bird on this card. You know, it might be like Spirit's like, hey, like, you know, here's this creative idea, here's that creative idea, and those ideas are occurring to you for a reason, because you're going to be successful. You know, you just got to make a plan, just take a step forward, just for one day, just like embrace the idea that you could have what you want, you know, but you know, you got to take a practical step towards it, and then you have to believe that you're worthy of having it, even just for, you know, the time frame when you're working on it. You know, if that makes sense, if that's helpful to hear. You know, I don't want to come across as being preachy, but that's kind of what I'm seeing here. It's like these are the two sides of the same piece of advice here. And I do think it's interesting. They're both full moons. It's like, and it's the Nine of Swords. Like it's you're getting close to being able to close out this cycle and bring it, with the luck on your side, the new moon in Sagittarius, I would see that being connected with this magician energy, like, and the Six of Wands, like, you can have what you want, right? Luck is on your side. You know, are going to be successful when you can embrace the messages of these two cards. Like, these, I think, would be advice from your spirit guides. And they're both earth signs. We have that like practical earthy energy here. So there might be a message about needing to get out of your head, you know, and honestly, I'm hearing get out of your head and into your heart. You know, but it's like get into the more practical energy of the earth, these two earth signs, and the pentacles suit of like part of manifestation is like, it's like we're taking something from our crown chakra, which I think, you know, would be represented here by the Page of Cups. We're taking something from our crown chakra, from the universe, you know, and we're bringing it down through all of the chakras in our body, and then we're bringing it down to the root chakra, and then that's going to help us kind of manifest into the physical. And we could also say we're bringing it from the crown, you know, to our hands, which are connected with the heart chakra. These two cards are green, heart chakra energy, right? So it's like our hands are our ability to take something from the universe and manifest it in the physical world. We can do that through our hands, through the practicality of using our hands. You know, I hope that is making sense. Pile 3. I hope that I'm not just rambling, but that's kind of what I think is the advice from your spirit guides here. And it could, I was just recognizing, you know, what I was saying about this Page of Cups maybe being connected with the crown chakra, you know, all this creative energy, this rainbow energy on the Eight of Pentacles, and kind of maybe taking that creative energy and just building on it day by day by day, you know. And then we have on the Four of Cups, it's like the cup that's being offered to this person has a rainbow shooting out of it. So this could also be just a message from your spirit guides. You know, as I was saying, they might be trying to offer you things and get in touch with you and give you creative ideas, inspirational ideas. They might be trying to help you out of whatever this Two of Swords energy is. You know, there could be messages trying to come in, trying to come through. They could be trying to hand you some inspiration, and like this person's looking away, you know. So it could be that like there's things here that the spirit's trying to get your attention, you know, or it might be like you might not even be like intentionally ignoring whatever this is. It could just be like there's things that you're not seeing that spirit's trying to draw your attention to, and it could be your own thoughts or limiting self-beliefs or self-esteem. If you are working on your self-esteem, that might kind of be like standing in your way right now. And it could be that if you might think that, you know, this thing will only come in for me when pigs fly, you know, and there's no way I'm going to have a Six of Wands, like that's impossible. You know, I think your dreams need a practical plan. It's like spirit's way of saying, you know, just start somewhere, just start anywhere. We have your back. We're here. We're trying to get in touch with you. We're trying to offer you this cup. You know, it's like just again, I'm getting that message just for one day. Set aside the doubts. Set aside the anxiety about it. Maybe if it doesn't work out, set aside the limiting self-beliefs and just start somewhere. Because luck is on your side. Spirit has your back. And when you trust in the magic, you're going to be able to manifest whatever blessings you want, including whatever is being represented here by this Page of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles. Whatever you want, you can have it. You just need to trust in the magic. And I want to say, before I close out your reading today, Pile 3, I do think that it's interesting. The White Raven Spirit has the number 66 on it. That might be an important number for you, and it might be a number that, like a synchronicity that might pop up. I know it can't appear on a clock, but there might be other instances where 66 might pop up, and if it does, then I would just take that as extra confirmation from your spirit guides that they're with you, and that they have been trying to get in touch with you, you know, to send you positive messages and give you reassurance, you know, that, and they might be trying to give you creative ideas if that idea resonates for you. Whatever it is, like there's a lot of confirmations for me here. Your spirit guides are with you, you know, and I think that if anything is blocking your manifestations, it might be your own thoughts. And if that's the case, then here's the solution. Make a practical plan, take it day by day with the Eight of Pentacles, and just know that you are good enough. You know, you can have everything you want because you deserve it. Spirit has your back. Trust in the magic. So that's what I have for you today, pile 3. If you enjoyed this style of reading, please let me know down in the comments. If you liked the video, please feel free to give it a like. If you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And with that said, thank you very much for watching pile 3, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello pile 4 and welcome to your reading. So for today's reading, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. I will be pulling the cards on camera. So please leave me a comment down below and let me know if you prefer this style of reading or not. And with that said, let's get into the reading. So we are going to be asking Spirit about what blessings are coming in for you, and we'll see what the cards have to say. Spirit, what blessings are coming? Whoa, that jumped right out. Okay. What blessings are coming in for pile 4, Spirit? Wow, they're really jumping for you guys. Okay. What blessings are coming in for... Ooh, okay. Pile 4, Spirit. What blessings are coming in? Oh, do you want me to take these? Okay. Oh, do you want me to take this one? Okay. Alright, what blessings are coming in? Okay. Ah, okay. Interesting. Ooh, very interesting. Okay. Oh, okay, excellent. Very positive message. We have the 4 of Wands at the back of the deck. I am going to take the Oracle cards and then we will get into talking about what I'm seeing here. Okay, so Spirit. Whoop, okay, that one wanted to come right out. What blessings are coming in for pile 4, Spirit? What blessings? Sorry, you can't see my hands. There's too many cards, Spirit. I also don't want to mess up the spread. So, and it's, you know, it's a small field of view. So, okay. Perfect. Okay. Oh, okay. We have the new moon in Gemini, new moon in Aquarius, and then the South Node, which says, don't let your past hold you back. So, very interesting here. Okay. And then we are going to get a Spirit Animal Oracle card for you guys. So, what blessings are coming in for pile 4, Spirit? What blessings are coming in? Okay. And we have the Wombat, Spirit, which says, be at home, which is interesting. Okay. All right. So, pile 4. First thing I noticed right off the bat was we have a progression here from the 8 to the 9 to the 10. So, and then we have some, we have new moon energy here, right? So what I'm thinking is going on is you might be working on closing out a cycle so that we can bring in this new cycle with the new moon. And that is kind of being confirmed for me by the fact that we have the Death card here, which talks about transformation. It can talk about moving from one cycle into the next cycle. There might still be stuff that we're bringing, or needing to deal with in order to actually close out the cycle so that we can have the positive stuff that's being brought in with this new cycle here. Take that however it resonates. We're going to start with the Knight of Pentacles, and with this message, you know, when we're talking about what blessings are coming in for you, I would take this as kind of a multiple different messages at once from Spirit. I think one of them is going to be, it's a knight, it's a messenger, it's moving forward. This knight is moving towards all this stuff. What I'm hearing is you are kind of slowly, steadily, methodically making progress towards your blessings coming in and having a lot of reasons to celebrate, and especially towards whatever this transformation is. And just there's a lot of beautiful stuff coming in for you. And you're making progress. And it might be, if you have been feeling like it's maybe going a little bit slower than you wanted, I'm not necessarily getting that sense, but if you have been, then I would just take this as like a little bit of reassurance from Spirit. Like your slow and steady work towards your goals is absolutely going to pay off. And you're doing a great job. And the Knight of Pentacles is a card that carries a message about about making like steady progress towards something. You know, the Knight is like an action-oriented energy, and the Pentacles is like the slowest moving suit. So it is about like taking action and being methodical about it, you know, not necessarily rushing from one thing to another. I think that this Knight of Pentacles showing up as the first card in your spread here, especially a spread that's going to end at the Ten of Wands, I think that this would definitely be confirmation from your spirit guides. Your hard work is paying off. And then I am also getting a message with the Wombat spirit, which says, be at home. You know, that there might be a connection with like the root chakra, feeling safe and secure and having a sense of belonging no matter where you are. Like this Knight of Pentacles is kind of just walking through the grass with with the you know, he's not wearing any shoes, you know, and it's like, because it's the Knight of Pentacles, which again is the slowest moving suit, even though it's the Knight, which is a very cardinal energy, I see this Knight as just like they're just taking their time, you know, they're taking their time to enjoy the feeling of the grass under their feet on their journey, with the knowledge that they're going to get where they're going in due time, you know. And so if this is representing your energy, then I would say that, you know, this is spirit just communicating with me that, you know, that you just have a different energy. From pile 3, I think, was beginning to lose faith that their manifestation was coming in. This Knight of Pentacles has absolute faith that these things are going to come in. They just have to put the work in, you know. And so that's a great energy to be in. And I would take that again as confirmation from spirit that, you know, your blessings are coming in for you because you're putting the work in. And again, like this connection with be at home, like this Knight of Pentacles, I think, is at home wherever they are on the journey, you know, because they're just enjoying the journey. And I don't necessarily get the sense that that they feel lost, you know, or abandoned. It's like, it's just, there's such like a chill attitude here. It's like, wherever I am, I'm home. I can be at home anywhere because I carry my home with me, you know. It's that kind of energy, and that's in itself, being able to be in that energy is a blessing in itself. So even if you don't necessarily feel like that's your energy right now, this card is coming in as a blessing. So you will get there. That's kind of the basic message here. You will get there. The Knight of Pentacles is saying you will get there. There might be a message, might take a little bit longer than you think it will, but you know, but I'm not necessarily seeing any other delays here. You know, I think that there's a lot of messages here that your blessings are coming in, and they're beautiful, and they're, you know, there's going to be a lot of reasons to celebrate. So I do want to talk about the Knight of Pentacles, the fact that it's walking towards the Death card. And what is interesting is that specifically in this deck, this card says death, and then it has an infinity sign, and then it says rebirth. And so, I mean, this card is talking about going through a transformation. You know, it's the death of the old cycle so that we can embrace the new cycle. And maybe one of the things that we need to let go of from the old cycle is our old fears. And I would see, if right now, if you're feeling like you might be afraid to move forward, or you're not necessarily in that Knight of Pentacles energy, if you feel like you still haven't kind of gone through that transformation yet, what I'm hearing now is a blessing that is it's either coming already or it's going to come in, is your ability to move from maybe a place where you were letting your fears hold you back, to a place, the Eight of Swords, like this card sometimes carries a message about feeling like we're trapped by fear. Right? And it's like, I think that's maybe the traditional way to interpret this card. However, there's also a message that the fear, you know, the feeling of being trapped, like these ropes and the blindfold, the things that are tying this person up are not physically real. You know, like this person on this card is not actually trapped. They're not actually tied up. You know, that's just their perception, right? And so I think the fact that I'm not taking reversals for this reading is I'm just being called to kind of like intuitively interpret this as this card probably would have come out reversed if I was taking reversals, because I can see you walking away from that. I can see you realizing that your fears are an illusion, and you're not going to let your past hold you back anymore. Whatever fears you have that are related to your past, and especially whatever's going on in this Ten of Wands card that I'll talk about in a second, Like, I can just see you, part of your transformation is going to be the realization that these ropes, these ties, are not real. Whatever is trapped, making you feel trapped in that energy, in your fear, whatever was the past energy here, you're going to be able to let go of that and walk forward into the next cycle. And that's part of the blessing that's coming in. And I can also see a connection with, again, with the wombat spirit of be at home. You know, it's like you don't need to be afraid. If what I was saying about, you know, that sense of safety and belonging, if that was resonating with you about needing to create that for yourself so that you can be at home wherever you are, if there's something going on related to a past energy, maybe a blocked root chakra or an unbalanced root chakra, but whatever that means for you, if there was some energy, maybe a fear of moving forward or walking away from something, or a fear of inadequacy, fear of maybe just fear in general because you didn't feel safe, you didn't feel like you necessarily belonged anywhere, like you were worthy of moving forward, you're going to be walking away from that and letting go of that. And that's going to allow the positive messages here, the blessings here to come in. And then this is the ultimate result of this transformation, walking away from this Eight of Swords, transitioning away from this Eight of Swords. And again, like I can see there's like even the fact that this is almost the exact same color as the colors in the mirror, and it has those like little white dots, the little stars. It's like almost exactly the same color. And so I'm getting like there's a strong connection here between whatever the old perception was of yourself or your situation, and then don't let your past hold you back. And you're not doing that anymore, because those ropes, those ties, they aren't actually preventing you from moving forward or letting go of your fear or releasing whatever you need to release. It's a part of this old cycle. It's going to help you transform. It's going to help you move forward in your Knight of Pentacles towards the Knight of Cups. And I do think it's interesting. We have two knights here. And I do think the Knight of Pentacles is referring to you, that like I think that represents your energy. And then we have the Knight of Cups. And I am going to, I'm sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice. But we do have the Knight of Cups. I am going to give the traditional interpretation of the Knight of Cups here, because that's the, that's the interpretation that I'm getting from this card. If you're single and you're looking for a new relationship, this card is like, it couldn't be any clearer. You're gonna meet somebody, you're gonna go on a date, you're gonna find a new relationship. There might be a chance meeting, there might be somebody maybe that you already know, or just a stranger is gonna come up to you with a romantic offer. And I think that there's a good chance this is related to the Nine of Cups, which is about wish fulfillment. So if you've been trying to manifest or attract a romantic partner, I would take this as confirmation that that is coming in for you. Otherwise, I would just take the romance, like the romantic message of the Knight of Cups, and apply that however it applies to your life. If you're already in a relationship, you're already in a committed relationship, that might just be like, this is an opportunity to deepen the connection with your significant other. You might be going on some fun or amazing or very romantic dates. You might find that your a partner is being much more romantic with you all of a sudden. That they might, and it might be that letting go of whatever this is and going through this transformation here is going to result in a deeper bond with whoever is being represented here on the Knight of Cups. Now, if you are absolutely not interested in romance at all and this message is not resonating for you at all, then I would take the Knight of Cups being here as the combination between the messenger being represented by the knight and the cups being representative of emotions. And I think that whoever is in your life, whether it's even a platonic connection, a friend, a family member, whoever, might just be coming into your life, back into your life, coming towards you and saying, you know what, I never told you this, but this is what I love about you. You might just be receiving some sort of loving message from a loved one. Maybe romantic, maybe not romantic, depending on whatever is resonating the most for you. Either way, it might be a wish fulfillment. So if you are resonating with the idea that it's not a romantic connection, but it might have been somebody that you did want to hear from, or you might have lost touch with, or an old friend or whatever, if you really wanted to reconnect with that person, it might be coming in as a wish fulfillment. So only take that if it resonates. Again, it could absolutely definitely be talking about a new romantic connection. And this is a great thing. It's a great energy. I'm getting good vibes from this card, and it's like plenty to celebrate. I do want to say the Four of Wands does talk about success, celebration, having a great time, achieving milestones, and because there are 4 wands here, and wands kind of look like the number 1, people do interpret this as like 1111, which can talk about twin flames or soulmates or coming into union with somebody. And with the energy of celebration and milestones and success and stuff, it can also talk about things like marriage and stuff. So if this is resonating for you, this Knight of Cups as like a romantic connection, there could be a proposal or something in your future. That could be a blessing coming towards you. Again, only take that if it resonates, however it applies to you. If you are wanting your partner to propose, there might be some of you for whom that is going to happen and it's coming towards you as a blessing. So again, only take that however it resonates. We do have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment card. Like it's, whatever you're wishing for. Maybe if on the Eight of Swords you feared that you couldn't have it, or you were kind of like holding yourself back from even wanting it or from walking towards it, whatever that represents for you, this Nine of Cups being here is like, it's going to happen. Once you've gone through this transition, you're going to have your Nine of Cups because you're going to know that you deserve it. You're not letting your past hold you back anymore. You're moving towards the things that you want, and that's, and what you want is going to happen. The Nine of Cups coming out in a blessings video is fantastic. It's whatever you want, whatever however this stuff I've been talking about, however it applies to you, you're going to get what you want out of that situation. And it's like, because it's a Cups card, it also carries a message about emotional fulfillment. So you have a lot of emotional fulfillment coming in. And it could be, again, if you're trying to manifest a new relationship or look for a new relationship, the fact that we have the Knight of Cups and then the Nine of Cups is telling you it's going to be a very fulfilling thing. This person, if this represents a new romantic connection, is going to tick all of the boxes for you. And then we have the Ten of Wands. And again, I do think it's interesting. Like if I was going to lay these cards out in this spread in a way that I was like, this is the narrative here, I might have laid them out differently. But I do think it's interesting. We have the 8 and then the 9 and then the 10, even though they're different suits, because it's like, that's telling me like we're closing something out here. And it could be that when you let go of your fears, this Knight of Cups comes towards you. You're having your Nine of Cups maybe related to the night, maybe related to something else. You could just be feeling very fulfilled, or some other wish might be coming true, might be like something related to your career. However that applies to you, that might help you close out the cycle on the Ten of Wands. Because the Ten of Wands can talk about, it's really hard to carry 10 wands. They're heavy. There's a lot of wands for one person. Like they're big, it's a lot for one person to carry. And so the Ten of Wands can talk about that moment when we decide that we don't want to carry all these wands anymore. It can talk about feeling overburdened, feeling like we're carrying too much. You can talk about feeling like we have too many responsibilities, and it can talk about making that choice to put those wands down. Like we don't have to carry them anymore. The person on this card could have chosen to follow this path up this mountain. It's been lit up for her. She could have taken her muskox or whatever and gone up the hill with all of these 10 wands, and instead she's like, no, I'm gonna go with my own way. I don't want to go up that way. I'm gonna forge my own path, and I can even choose if I want to that I don't need all of these wands anymore. I can put that down. So for me, it usually talks about closing out a cycle, and especially with the Death card here, it's like letting go of the things that are not your responsibility. Because sometimes the Ten of Wands can talk about taking on too much out of a sense of obligation, especially out of a sense of obligation to family. And if that is resonating for you, it might be tied to something in your past, something related to fear, maybe a fear of abandonment, a fear of lack, a fear of, it could be, you might be somebody who has kind of internalized the message that the only way to get love from other people is by earning it. You have to earn other people's love. You have to earn their respect by doing things for them or by taking on their responsibilities on top of your own responsibilities. And whatever it is, however that applies to you, it's too much, and you don't need to carry all of that. And you can choose to put that down and accept that you can close out that cycle, move towards something new in this Knight of Pentacles energy, because the Knight of Pentacles is not somebody who's going to be carrying all of those wands. The Knight of Pentacles, I think, has a very solid idea of what they're capable of, and where their responsibility lies. And they're somebody who would choose to take responsibility for the things that are their responsibility and leave everything else up to the universe. And that, I think, is part of this, again, this transformation, this cycle that you're closing out. And the good news is, once you decide to put those ones down and close out the cycle, go through this transformation, embrace the Knight of Pentacles energy, embrace the Wombat spirit, where you can be at home wherever you are. You're not letting anything hold you back anymore. You're letting go of past fears, past illusions, your past perception of how things were. And then there's going to be a new romantic offer, new emotional connection, messages of love from a loved one. However this applies to you, you're going to get your wish fulfillment. And your wish fulfillment might even be closing out this old cycle. It might be like a hidden wish, something that you don't know you want, is to have the ability to put down all these burdens and responsibilities you might be carrying for other people, and just live for yourself, and to say, like, if I want to have a genuine connection with a Knight of Cups, if I actually want my wish fulfillment to come in, part of that is going to be letting go of this old stuff, not letting my past hold me back anymore, and putting down things that I don't need to be carrying, so that, I can be at home wherever I am, because I'm taking care of myself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And that's not, again, it's not to say that you're not going to be helping other people, or that you don't love other people, or whatever. It's just that the Ten of Wands carries a message about doing too much. It's like it's to an extreme. And so it's like you can choose to put down half of the ones you're carrying, and that even is a positive step forward. So there might be advice from Spirit there. If that is helpful for you to hear, there might be advice from Spirit that part of what this blessing is going to be letting go of other people's expectations, or the responsibilities or obligations that they're putting on you, because your perception of what's going on here is going to change. So I hope that is helpful to hear. And then I did talk about the Four of Wands cards. It's like, it's success, celebration, milestones, having a great time, being in kind of like a carefree attitude, and and that's why I'm just giving the interpretation. You're going to have a lot to celebrate when you close out this old cycle, and go through this transformation and let go of the past. You're going to have a lot to celebrate, and so I just think that's really beautiful. This is the back of the deck energy for you guys. And then we have communication is key with the new moon in Gemini, and bring love into the situation with the new moon in Aquarius. And with communication is key, this might be related to a bunch of these cards, but this might be related in particular to the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Wands. I think that, and the Knight of Cups, honestly, because it could be that you might not be, these cards might be in this order for a reason. It could be that you might not have released everything you needed to release when this person comes towards you. And so old things might pop up, and this might be an opportunity to continue to release things that are no longer serving you, that are part of old patterns of behavior, and to work on that. And part of that is probably going to be communication, and just having like open, honest communications. This Knight of Cups they can be trusted. They're a trustworthy person. They might be a water sign, I don't know, but they're definitely somebody that you can communicate with, and it's safe to communicate openly and honestly with this person. And I think that is going to help you realize that it is safe for you to be yourself and step forward as this transformed version of who you are, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. And then we have bring love into the situation. And the way that I would interpret that is, I mean, it could be related to this Knight of Cups. And it could also be related, like this is saying, to practice self-compassion and self-love. And it could also be related to that Ten of Wands. Like part of self-love might be admitting to yourself that you don't need to be carrying all these wands. You know, it's like you need to take care of yourself as well as... you know, it's like, again, it's okay to take care of other people and help them fill their cups, but you have to fill your own cup first, you know. And so I think that might be a message here, to just embrace self-love and self-compassion. And then that's going to help you show up authentically for this Knight of Cups if that is applying to your situation. And it's going to help your wish fulfillment come in and come towards you. I'm also getting a message, an intuitive message, that this wombat spirit, be at home, might also be related to this Knight of Cups. It could be that because you've gone through this transformation and worked on releasing your fears, worked on releasing the past, worked on, you know, not carrying that baggage with you forward into the next cycle. It's okay if there's a little bit of that comes through, you know, that it's like, you know, not every new transformation is like a perfect ending. Things can still pop up and crop up from time to time. But because you've gone through all of that, there's going to be a genuine connection that comes in that might feel familiar. It might feel like home. This could be like a connection where it's like you meet somebody and you're like, oh, I can be myself and this feels easy and it feels like I'm at home with this person. So I also wanted to give that interpretation. And so I hope that this reading has been helpful, pile 4. That's really what I'm seeing for you in these cards here as blessings that are coming in for you. Again, I think you're going to have a lot of reasons to celebrate. There's like a big transformation that you're going through right now, or that you have recently been through, that I think is really going to help you release a lot of the things that need to be released. If there is advice here from your spirit guides, it's to work on just open, honest communication as much as you can, especially if somebody new comes into your life, and then work on self-love and self-compassion, and that's going to help you work on giving love to other people as well. And then, you know, again, like, don't let your past hold you back. It's just about like releasing old things and realizing that you're not as trapped as you might think you are. Like, you don't need to let these fears keep you in this energy. You can choose to let go of that stuff and release it. And you might want to ask Spirit for help with doing that. Do maybe like a burning bowl ceremony, whatever's going to help you release that stuff. Just if you're working on that, right now, I'm seeing that in itself is a blessing. The ability to put these wands down in itself is a blessing, and you're going to have some new romantic cycle or some loving messages from other people in your life or from Spirit, however that applies to you, and you're going to have whatever your wish fulfillment is. Even if it's related to this Knight of Cups, if it's not related to the Knight of Cups, however that applies to you, it's coming in and you're going to have plenty to celebrate. There's plenty of success, milestones, celebrations, especially celebrations with friends. There's 2 people kind of like dancing in front of a pavilion there. I just heard I heard Coachella, so I don't know. But, you know, like there's like going to be fun times ahead. And plenty of good times, and one of your blessings is going to be the ability, again, to feel like you're at home anywhere. You have a solid root chakra, solid sense of yourself, and your worthiness, and your ability to belong anywhere, because you belong in the world and you deserve to be here. So I hope that this reading has been helpful, pile 4. Please let me know down in the comments whether you prefer this style of reading. If you like the video, please feel free to give it a like. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe to my channel. And with that said, thank you very much for watching Pile 4, and I do hope to see you in my next video.